Well, welcome back to part 2 of what's wrong with the 7.3. In this video, we're going to be taking the injectors out of the truck, or just troubleshooting and making sure that they're still good. In the last video, we did the fuel pump and the return spring assembly, which is in there, and did not fix the way the truck was running. So we're thinking it's cylinder 1 and 3, which are the front two underneath this valve cover. We're going to get that replaced and start to troubleshoot from there on out. So let's get into it. All right, so we're going to start by taking off the charge pipes on both sides, the air intake. I'm thinking I'm not going to remove. First time I did injectors, I removed this battery box and all this stuff over here. I think I'm just going to do the intake pipe this time and charge pipes, and then I'll be able to get to the valve covers easy enough. I don't feel like removing all this time, so we'll get started with that, and then I'll pick back up whenever I get that done. So we got the charge pipes off both sides. I said I wasn't going to take the batteries out, but I did anyway. I figured get all the electric out of the system, and gives me a nice place to sit while I'm working. So like I said, both charge pipes are off, valve covers are still on, the main wiring harness is still attached, but next step is pull that off, pull the valve covers, and then I'm going to put a battery back in it, and after I swap over these injectors, I'm going to try and run the truck again and see if it's specific to 1 and 3 on this side, or if it's the whole thing that's the issue. All right, so we got all the bolts off this one. Jake's working on taking that side off now. This will come right off. I don't know if I can do it one-handed with the camera. But all the valve bolts out of this side. There's a tray over there for Jake. This will come off. We'll swap the front 2 injectors, 1 and 3, to 5 and 7, and then put 5 and 7 on 1 and 3, and we'll see if those 2 injectors are still the issue. And then if they're still the issue, I'm going to send them back to Full Force Diesel to get them flow tested. I'm still in my 18-month warranty period, so if they are bad, in theory they should be covered full, but we'll see. Ideally, it's just the truck doesn't like them in these 2 cylinders, and we'll move them and then they'll be good to go. So all right, so valve cover's off on this side, the valve cover harness is off. So I need to pull the oil deflectors off here. That's these pieces back here for you, those of you that don't know. I'll pull those off, pull the bottom bolts out of the injectors, and then injectors will pry right out. And then, like I was saying before, injectors 1 and 3 here, I'm just gonna swap around with 5 and 7, and we're gonna see if that fixes the issue. Ideally it will, and then I just put the truck back together and keep running it. If not, like I said, I'll send them to Full Force and have them flow test them all. Okay, so got the injector taken out. The lady from Full Force told me to look for a blown copper. The ring looks fine, but the nozzle looks a little burnt. I'm not sure what it's supposed to look like, but the injectors are still look brand new. They look like I just put them in, but that injector nozzle it looks burnt. We're gonna pull one of the back ones that I know for sure work and see how it looks and see if it's the same or not. All right, so we got cylinder 1 injector flipped over to cylinder 5, and we got cylinder 3's injector put in 7, and then, like I said, 7 and 5 are in 3 and 1 now. So we're gonna put these injectors in, make sure they're seated in, and then we'll start it and see if it fixed the issue. If not, then we got bigger issues and more people to call. So here we go. All right, so truck's all closed up and tools are put away. Jake's heading home. We got a big storm front rolling in here, so that'll wrap it up for the night, and we'll continue on it tomorrow whenever I get back to it. So that's it for tonight. All right, well, clear skies, good weather again, and we're back down at the truck. I had to button it up early last night. Storm rolled through, so all the injectors are swapped into the new spot they need to be. That back one, all the way back in there, that needs to, I need to finish tightening down the oil deflector on that one. This side didn't quite get the valve cover off before it started raining. So there's only one more bolt holding that side on, but harness is reattached. I'll plug in the map sensor before I start it again and put a couple batteries in it, obviously, but I'm gonna finish that oil deflector up, and we're gonna test run it and see if it fixed the issue or not. All right, so oil deflector's tightened down. This valve cover harness is back on. Got the batteries back in. We're gonna give it a crank and see if she'll run any better than she did before. I actually forgot one thing before we go ahead and start this thing up. I need to pull the glow plugs out of this side and drain the oil out of the cylinders so it'll start. So I'm gonna do that real quick. All right, so I pulled all the glow plugs out just so they were loose. You can kind of see them there, right there, that one there. This front one's hard to see, but it's down in there. I pulled all those out just till they were loose. Went down or till they were out of the hole. And then I went and hand cranked on it and evacuated all the oil. So I'm gonna retighten those back up, torque them down, and then just try and start her up. All right, so we got everything tightened back up underneath the hood there. We're gonna see if she'll crank over and start. Well, truck started fine. It sounded like it was running fine. I did give it a little bit of gas and everything was good. Seems to be running way better now. I have oil coming out of all three of the front injectors, 1, 3, and 5. Out of 7, there's no oil coming out of the deflector back there. So, time to go take a look at that and read through some forums and figure out why that's not deflecting anything, and then we'll get back to it. All right, so I pulled out the oil deflector on that number 7 cylinder. I cleaned it off, cleaned the threads off the bolt, put it back in, and the truck's running fine now. So I guess the lady from Full Force Diesel was right. Sometimes the truck just doesn't like certain injectors and certain cylinders. So like I said, 1 and 3 have been moved over to 5 and 7, and the number 5 and 7 injectors have been moved to 1 and 3, and the truck's running great now. There's no miss at all when I get on the throttle now. There's no hesitation at all. So all sounds good. I'm gonna put it back together and the truck will be good to go on the road again. A few days later here, actually it's probably about a week later than when I started filming the video last. Truck's running great now. Haven't had any issues with it, pulling the trailer, driving it without anything on it. I pulled my boat up to Pima Tuning for the weekend, had no issues at all. Battery terminals were off for a while. I don't know if it reset the system or if it got better fuel pressure or what. But truck runs great now. I'm not having any issues at all. The IDM doesn't seem to be bad. All the injectors seem fine on it, and she tows like she should. So I appreciate you guys watching the video. If you did enjoy this content, let me know down below in the comments, and we'll push out some more content like this. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.